days later, he said Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. There'll be nothing like it. Open the straight, you crazy, or you'll be living in... And then he
had to beep out hell. Doesn't he? Isn't that word like all through the book that he says is the ultimate arbiter of all morality? Anyway, whatever.
Says, praise be to Allah.
That's the real crime right there. That I think that's what really solidified his evilness.
You think he's a Christian?
Well, the one thing I always think about is like the love thy neighbor thing, and he really doesn't do that.
Yeah, he hates his neighbors. Yeah, he's really upset. Who lives next to the White House, by the way? I mean, who are his neighbors right now? I mean, Washington, D.C., they got that kind of like stuck up academic intellectual crowd that's sort of, I kind of don't blame him at the moment, to be honest.
He deports people who he's supposed to respect. I don't know how to say it.
Illegal immigrants.
Yeah.
If they're illegal, they should go home.
What if they're just trying to...
God, Ray Comfort's a piece of shit. So, got a Ray Comfort video here. And apparently Trump is just, I don't know if he's trying purposefully to like piss off Christians as hard as he possibly can. But he's doing it. He's succeeding. On on Easter morning, he did that post that we just heard Ray Comfort beep out like 1/3 of the words. And then he just did another post where it's an AI generated post where he looks like Jesus. He's dressed like Jesus and he's healing people. And Christians lost it. It's actually pretty funny. When I was looking through my Fundie Tube feed, it was like 90%. I'm going to show you in a minute. It's 90% just like all of that AI generated post or whatever that Trump did, and all their faces were like, that's like a lot of faces like that in Trump's post. It's pretty incredible. But all right, let's start this sucker back and take a look at what Ray Comfort has to say about old Trump. It's crazy how unfair it's so wild the way that Ray Comfort kind of contradicts himself. And just tell me if you get the same vibe that I do, because there's this weird thing that all Christians do, it seems at the moment anyway, where they give the largest benefit of the doubt that I've ever seen in my entire goddamn life for Trump. But everybody else, no, it's the opposite. Like, it's really weird. But anyway, all right, let's take a look. Check it out. There it is. That's the post. Look at that. That's Jesus touching his forehead with this magical, magic power hand. I guess he's putting it. He's growing his power in this hand, but then transferring the power with this hand. He's got to charge it up like it's Dragon Ball Z or something. I don't know. Anyway, here we go.
Tonight, President Trump is defending his social media post of this AI-generated image that depicts him as Jesus Christ.
I did post it, and I thought it was me as a doctor.
What? How? And look how they. So this is what I'm talking about. Immediately, like before we even get into anything, the first thing that Ray Comfort shows you is the defense. He shows you Trump's defense. He thought he was a doctor, I guess he thinks doctors dress funny. Thinks doctors dress like they're from India in 2,000 years ago. Whatever. I don't fucking know. Anyway, here we go. Gonna keep riding along here. Here we go.
You think Donald Trump's a genuine Christian?
No, he's not.
As president, he should set an example.
His actions don't align with the Bible.
I like that one, how they answer. It's like, do you think he's a genuine Christian? I think Trump, as the president, should set an example. Is that your answer to my question?
This Holy Week, I'm proud to join with Christians across the country and around the world to celebrate the most glorious miracle in all of time.
And yet 2 days later, he said Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one in Iran.
All wrapped up in one. He says it like so giddy. What that? Listen.
The most glorious miracle in all of time.
And
So
yet,
wait, okay. I hope you're following along, right? He's asking them, do you think Trump is a genuine Christian? That he swiped, like from there, he goes, boom, and then has Trump saying Christian stuff, from his Easter announcement. Then goes from that to the posts where he's, talking about using the F words and stuff, right? Three swearsies in one post. Crazy.
With the Bible.
This Holy Week, I'm proud to join with Christians across the country and around the world to celebrate the most glorious miracle.
I mean, unless maybe he's like trying to say that he's like, I'm going to join with Christians, like saying he's not a Christian because he's joining with Christians. Like, wouldn't he say, I, as a Christian, am going to be with other Christians? I don't know. You could word it differently. That would kind of include yourself as the thing that you are saying. You know what I mean?
In all of time.
And yet 2 days later, he said Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one.
What the hell did that mean? Like, I'm so confused by the way that his mind works when it comes to, like, war trash talk. Kind of on. It's going to be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day. We're wrapping both those days up into one day. It'll be like a day burrito, but with everything wrapped up in it. What the fuck?
In Iran, there'll be nothing like it. Open the
Look at this lady. Whoa, you can't use that. The what? The what? Straight, oh my god.
straight, you crazy.
Oh my god.
Or you'll be living in. And then
Oh my god.
he says, praise be to Allah.
Oh my god, that's it. That's the kicker right there. I mean, and he didn't even need to bleep that one out, but that was clearly the absolute and utter most blasphemous.
Are you about to engage in blasphemy?
Trump sure did. He did.
Are you about to engage in blasphemy?
Always do. I always do. It's sort of my whole thing,
Why don't you think he's a Christian?
Well, the one thing I always think about is like the love thy neighbor thing, and he really doesn't do
He
that.
literally said that he hates his. Oh, that's the enemies. I'm sorry. Never mind. But I feel like that is in the same vein, right? Like, because he was like, Jesus said, like, you gotta love your enemies and bless those thine that thine curse. Is there a thine in there? I feel like there's got to be a thine. No, there's not a thine. They should put a thine in there. It just would sound that right. Yeah, it just would flow better. What the fuck was I talking about, Kevin? Where are we at? Oh, right. No, yeah. So they said, bless your enemies, right? Love your enemies and bless those that curse you, whatever. And Trump was like, I hate my enemies. I hate them all. I'd nuke them all if I could. Okay. Without getting all the people next to him. In fact, I actually kind of don't care about that. I don't really care who I blow up because I'm a sick freak who's genocidal. That's right. That's all I do, genocide stuff.
He deports people who he's supposed to respect. I don't know how to say it.
He deports people who he's supposed to respect. It's a word thing, man. It's just saying the words. I don't know how to the saying see, I did it again. I can't do words. Wow, this is so bad.
Illegal immigrants.
Yeah.
If they're illegal, they should go home.
The illegal immigrants. The illegal coin. They need to go home. I'm a legal coin.
They're just trying to go through due process, but they get deported while trying to do that.
I had to do that. I'm from New Zealand. I had to go through due process. I
Did you not just hear what he said, Ray? Can you open up your ears there, bud? He just said they're going through the process.
had to wait months before I was okay to show I had a job. It cost me money to do so, so I had to do it legally. And I think,
How'd you get a job, Ray? How'd you get the job here prior to being able to be here? It's almost as if you were here prior to being legal. So you were illegal. So you'd be in a torture prison right now had you been doing, your process trying to get your back what you were doing back then. Now, God, I can't words either. What the fuck?
Everyone should do that rather than sneak across the border and be here illegally. Am I right?
He just said they were in the middle of the process.
Did you sneak across the border?
No, I'm a legal citizen.
Well, that's great. You're welcome. The question as to whether
I didn't even say thank you. What? Wait. Did you sneak across the border? Huh? Why did you use the word sneak? Does he actually think there's like people doing just like a Mission Impossible, like doing the little cartoon tippy toe thing?
or not Donald Trump is a Christian is an important one. Fake Christians are sometimes obvious, and sometimes they're not. Some sit among God's people.
I wonder if Ray Comfort thinks Trump is a fake Christian, an obvious fake Christian, since some of them are obvious.
Tares among the wheat, growing side by side within the true church. When the disciples asked Jesus if they should remove the tares, he said, no, leave them.
The tears? Why? Is he suggesting that the wheat has tears? Is it crying wheat? Is that a new kind of wheat? I've never heard of that kind. I don't know what he's talking about.
God himself will do the sorting on Judgment Day. But there's a balance. Jesus warned about wolves in sheep's clothing. So while we're not called to judge the heart, we're called to exercise discernment. And when we look for evidence of genuine faith, we should be examining ourselves just as much as we're examining others.
Oh, so basically he's asking the people so that he can do a switcheroo on them. I see. So he's doing the whole, do you think Trump is a genuine Christian? Well, you should be thinking about you being a Christian. You're not a Christian, are you? Well, I'm going to quiz you on whether or not you're a Christian right now. You're in trouble. Just wait. I'm going to make you look silly. You'll see. Watch. He does, too. He does make him look silly.
Here are 3 ways to do that. First, realize that only God sees the motives. The Bible says that the Lord looks at the heart. We don't see someone's thoughts. We don't hear their private prayers.
This one's my thoughts just all the time. This is just me just perpetually nowadays. I don't think I've never, never. I don't even think that's ever gonna, I'm never gonna have that thought in my brain ever again. It's permanent just this forever. I don't even know what the hell this is doing. What thought is that?
We don't know their inner struggles. Second, look for the fruit of righteousness. Is there a pattern of doing what's right?
A patent? Is there, do people have patents on doing what's right?
A love of the truth, a desire to please God. Third, listen to what comes out of the mouth. Jesus said, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Our words,
oh, there's a mouth right there. It's like the MTV thing here.
Reveal what's within. Is there humility? Is there filthy language?
Filthy language. Okay, well, Trump was doing the filthy language thing then, right?
Are our words gracious or are they hateful?
Hateful. They would be the hateful thing. But people that Trump or that Ray Comfort thinks are genuine Christians are hateful. So it's kind of hard to discern what he even means by that.
So is President Trump a Christian?
What the fuck? When did he get he's got like this, like it's the fonts. What the it's like somebody asked AI to be like, can you make Trump look like the fonts? Give him the 1950s swoosh,
We don't know. We can listen to his words. We can observe his actions.
We don't know. It's up in the air. I can't tell. It's too hard to figure out. Right there, yeah.
But only God knows his heart. And we must never forget.
Gotta be fucking kidding me, Ray. You serious? You serious right now?
That the scriptures turn the spotlight back where it belongs.
Up your ass. Wait.
Examine yourselves as to whether you're in the faith.
Okay. Well. How's everybody doing? Doing okay? Everybody looking good? Y'all are looking good. I'll tell you that right now. I'm going to start trying to do these things earlier. So that, because I realized that I'm cutting into the transatlantic calling show right now. So I'm like, what am I doing? Why would I do this? So yeah, I want to start doing it earlier. I think I'm going to try to start at like maybe 2:45 or 3, somewhere in that range, 3 Eastern time. Well, I mean, at the end it'll be fine, but you know, everybody can kind of leave from there at the end unless they want to stick around. That's fine. But yeah, I don't want to be stepping on any toes. You know what I'm saying? Try to allow everybody to watch all the live streams that they want to. You know? All right, who won today? Let's see who won. Yeah, Drizilla. Hell yeah. Our top listener, Drizilla. What's up, Drizilla? How you doing? Looking great. Love that purple. Did you you chose that purple for the thing? Oh, they're all purple. Never mind. Oh yeah, I chose that. What am I asking you for? Anyway. Long live, but goddamn right. Because punk will never die. It's not dead. Okay? No matter what some of these hardcore dudes want to tell you, it's not dead. And no, it didn't die with Sid Vicious. Okay, that's a stupid thing. The best punk came out after Sid Vicious had already gotten taken out there by the government too. By the way, it was not. He did not OD. Okay, it's a conspiracy. Right? It was Nancy Reagan, right? So I have it on high authority. Nancy Reagan took him out and then made it look like an OD. Yeah. Anyway, who's there? Let's see. And Jess. Hey, what's up, Jess? How to Rule an Asteroid. Jess did our artwork, actually. Oh yeah, fucking love it too. So cool. Excellent. All right, who else we got here? John. What's up, John? How we doing it? Christians claim not to be gay, but they would definitely suck off Trump. That's not. Why does everybody do the I mean, and it's okay. I get that everybody does this, but I don't know why everybody does this, right? It's just constant imagery in my brain that I can't help it developing because everybody's using the words that everybody's using. And the words are stuff like everybody's sucking off Trump's balls and stuff like, what? Stop. Kyle Klinsky, stop, man. Now I have to think stuff. And it's very hard to unthink, you know? It's like indelible. Is that the right word? Indelible? Yeah, it's like an indelible. Yeah. No, I said it right. Anyway, Christians claim not to be gay. But they would definitely suck off Trump and still claim to hate gay people. Right? I hate myself right now. I am such a just a tip. You want me to focus on the tip? Okay, no, it's good. It's my throat. I have, I don't like going too deep into my throat. Not into that. I do have a gag reflex, unfortunately. But tickle the ball. You were saying, oh, okay, no, yeah. What about the taint? You want me to play with it? You want to do something with that, or anyway? See the visuals that I'm providing for you? And I lost a couple of viewers. They're like, okay, I'm out of here. Whoa, that was graphic. I'm not trying to think those thoughts, those very visual thoughts that I could do without. Well, hey, TV and Outcast, what's going on? So half of MAGA are horny for the end. What is with the okay? Half of MAGA are horny for the end times. They just want to have sex with that calendar. I lost my train of thought. Okay. What do we do? Oh yeah, horny for the end times, and it thinks Trump is Jesus. Yeah, well, apparently so does Trump. Or he thinks that Jesus was a doctor. It's unclear. It's unclear what he thinks if he does that thing at all. But the other half are horny for the end times and thinks he's the Antichrist. Huh? How about that? Common denominator. Common denominator? Yes, he is. Genocide fetish. Yep, that's about right. Yep. Between that and Trump and Israel, the axis of Epstein, yeah, pretty genocidal. It's insane. And what's crazy is that we've just always acted like this was normal, when it's not. It's never been normal, and yet it's just sort of like, well, this is what we do, Israel's like, hey, I want to blow up literally everybody around us. And we're like, cool, you need money? You want some bombs and stuff? We can get you some bombs. Yeah. And we'll even get you a dome to put like a Stephen King, like that Stephen King book. Yeah, we'll give you a dome that will just place right on top. What? Oh, it's not. It doesn't. That's not the type of thing. Well, why do they call it that? Oh, never mind. Sorry. Apparently, it's just more bombs. Just other bombs that blow up the bombs. The bombs that blow up bombs. Okay. I mean, I guess that sort of makes sense. But Theo, what's going on, dude? How you doing, Theo? Brentley and friends. Hell yeah. That's y'all. Y'all are the friends. I'm the Brentley. Did I introduce myself yet? I'm Brentley, y'all. If you didn't know that. If you're new here, I'm Brentley. And these are my friends. All these people over here. Wow, I can't. Never mind. You know what? Not going to do it. I can't. Why is everything backwards when you start? Anyway, Hellbound Hillbilly. What's going on? Rule of life number 17. Never visualize anything unless it's pleasant. I don't have that capability. You can decide to visualize or not visualize stuff. I have no autonomy in that regard. It just goes. All right. And a lot of times nobody even has to say anything to prompt it. It just goes. It just doesn't. The other night, I randomly just started thinking about Howard the Duck having sex with Daisy. And you know what she was wearing? Daisy Dukes. I know. Right? It was random. Just sort of popped in there. Nothing prompted it. Nobody even mentioned a duck. Just shot in there, shot in there, and then he shot in there. You know what I mean? Anyway, all right. And if you want to shoot a load into something, shoot a load, a wad of cash into Ember's channel and get a flag.
In 2024, NASA researcher Rachel Lenz gave the world a flag made from NASA images for Pride Month. On January 20th, 2025, the incoming U.S. administration ordered that Artistic Union of Science and Civil Rights deleted. So I tracked down the original images it was made from, recreated it, and then added even more wonders of the cosmos to update the flag to the current, more inclusive form. On the anniversary of the inauguration, I released it. And it went viral several times. Now you can get a physical copy of that artwork as a full-sized flag or a large sticker, as well as space artworks of the other Pride flags: lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, queer, intersex, ace, and new flags being added all the time. Get one for yourself or give them as gifts and celebrate Pride, celebrate science, celebrate resistance, and help support a creator fighting for human rights for all humans. Head to astralpride.com. and use code PUNK at checkout for an exclusive offer.
Hell yeah. Are we using the word ace for asexual people? That's pretty cool. I like that. Ace. Like, and if you're ace, like you are welcome as well. That's right. All you aces out there. That's right. But yeah, go get a flag. Put in code PUNK at the end. Hey, Ember. Wow, you showed up right on time. That was perfect. That was you. That was you on the screen. She's like, yeah, I know. I know that was me. Why are you telling me? I made the fucking video. What are you doing? You think I'm stupid? What are you doing?
That's the question that matters most. So you're not a Christian?
I am a Mormon, and it doesn't seem like God's
Oh, you're like extra not a Christian. Those are worse than atheists right there.
doing his job.
How do I get to
Wait,
the
what did
faith?
you say?
That's the question that matters most. So you're not a Christian?
I am a Mormon, and it doesn't seem like God's doing his job.
How do I get
What's his job again? If it's existing, you're right. You are right. Because, you know, he doesn't do that.
to heaven?
As long as you are a good person.
Is that going to get you to heaven?
Yeah.
I don't know, honestly.
Well, let's find out. We'll just go.
What the see, this is how you kind of know that he's definitely fucking with these videos or whatever, and like posts, you know. She was like, he's like, what do you got to do to get to heaven? And he's like, be a good person. He's like, that's what it takes to get to heaven. She's like, I don't know. No, I don't know. What the fuck? Why would? Yeah, I don't think that was the question that he asked that she was answering, which is exactly why he doesn't show himself in these videos. He can literally change the things that he says so that their answers don't make sense anymore. And then he comes off like he's the genius, you know?
The 10 Commandments to see how good you are. Have you ever used God's name in vain?
Then I've done that before.
Jesus said, if you look.
That is so weird that that's like one of the first.
Yeah, but if you said a word that offends God, you use his name in vain? Huh? Have you?
And it's like, he thinks that means when you just say like, God damn it, or whatever, which that doesn't even necessarily mean the Christian God, or like Jesus Christ or whatever. Jesus fucking Christ, you know. But that's like the worst sin to him. He's like, it's literally in the 10 Commandments, as if that's some kind of like. This is what I'm saying. Like, I don't think they understand morality at all. Morality to them just means obedience. And it's not even necessarily obedience to God. It's just obedience to authority, which is why, like, authoritarians fucking love this religion.
Look at a woman and lust for her, you commit adultery with her in your heart. Have you ever looked at a woman with lust?
No, I have a girlfriend.
I don't. Did you not hear the question? Wait, maybe he did that thing where he switched out the question again, because that was what?
Have you ever looked at a woman with lust?
No, because I have a girlfriend, so I don't do that because of the girlfriend. That once you get a girlfriend incapable of lusting, you know, shuts that whole thing down. That's right.
When did you last look at pornography?
I don't remember. It was forever.
When you did that, you looked with lust and committed adultery in your heart.
When you did, though, that forever ago.
Which you don't have to answer that question, y'all. Why do people keep answering that question? Be like, shut the fuck up. Don't ask me that. You don't get to ask that. Who the hell are you? And a lot of times what he'll do after people are like, what? Like, I don't want to answer that. And they'll be like,
see, you're ashamed of it. You're ashamed because it's a sin and you know it.
And it's like, I want somebody to be like, is having a rash in your butthole a sin then? Because I wouldn't want to talk about that either. But that doesn't mean that it's an evil thing that you do. It just means that it's private.
You've told me you're a lying thief, a blasphemer, and an adulterer at heart. So if God judges you by the 10 Commandments on Judgment Day, would you be innocent or guilty?
Probably guilty. I feel like I didn't harm anyone.
When we blaspheme, we sin against God.
When you blaspheme, you hurt God, okay? It hurts his feelings. He's up there, it's like, ow, somebody blasphemed me.
This law we break when we lust. We violate the 7th commandment. We sin against God. And Allison, sin is so serious, he's given you the death sentence. The Bible says the wages of sin is death. And if you're guilty on Judgment Day, the Bible says you'll end up in hell.
Don't we all die? Like, what? I don't understand this one. Like, you know, it's sin is so serious that you've been given the death sentence, right? And you're like, oh man, that's terrible. That everybody just gets. And then you're like, oh, okay, so you're an annihilationist then? Like, you believe that instead of going to eternal hell, you don't go there. You just are destroyed, right? You're annihilated, right? That's what you believe then?
No, I believe in eternal torture.
Okay, so nobody dies then. There is no death. Yet that's the sentence. It's, you know, I'm trying to use reason to evaluate anything these people say. It's kind of, It's an exercise in futility almost, because just everything is completely nonsensical with these folks.
Now, I don't think Mormonism can help you, but the Bible can. If you're guilty before a judge,
They read the Bible, dude. They just also have an extra book too. They love the Bible, all right? They just also love Joseph Smith.
you fling yourself upon the mercy of the court. And the Bible says God is rich in mercy to all that call upon him. The 10 Commandments are called the moral law. You and
Moral law.
I broke the law. Jesus
Why does he say law?
paid the fine.
Like, he says law funny.
And that's what happened on that cross. That's why he said, it is finished. Just before he died, he was saying paid in full. Well, God
That's not actually true. That's not what that word means. They always say that, but that's not at all what it means.
can legally take death off you because of what Jesus did on the cross and paying our fine and rose from the dead and defeated death. And if you'll simply repent, and repentance is more than confessing your sins, it's turning from them. The Bible says, let everyone that names the name of Christ depart from iniquity or sin and trust in Jesus like you trust a parachute. God promises, and he cannot lie.
You got it. And he cannot lie. So, you're an idiot if you believe that. That's good.
God can't lie, so I gotta believe everything that I think he says. Yeah, because he told me he can't lie, so.
He'll grant you everlasting life as a free gift, not because you're good, but because he's good and kind and rich in mercy. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
You're going to think about what we talked about?
I will, definitely.
You need to repent and trust alone in Jesus and not
You need to do what I tell you. Yeah, you need to trust Jesus like a parachute.
your goodness, which is what you've been doing, trusting your goodness. So today I think you should repent.
That's what you've been doing, is trusting your goodness.
Don't worry about being good. Don't even be a good person. Be terrible. Just ask forgiveness. And then say you're sorry to the Sky Wizard, and you'll be all good. You can be a dick to everybody you want.
Trust in Jesus. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I pray with you? When you
Would that get me out of here faster?
you're going to repent and put your trust in Jesus.
As soon as I can.
Are you sorry for your sins?
Yes.
Are you sorry? Yeah? Tell me how sorry you are. Get on your knees and grovel a bit. No, yeah, just do it. Just do it. Remember that scene when in the gangster movie?
What the fuck movie was that? Hold on. The one where they make him dig his own grave? What the fuck was that? Was that Casino? The one with Joe Pesci? Joe Pesci's out beating everybody. What was that movie? Anyway.
Remember that scene with Joe Pesci and he got on his neck? Do that right now.
And you're willing to lay down your will
No, I'm not going to kill you. I'm not going to put you in a grave.
and say, God, take over my life. I'm a sinner. I've done things that are morally wrong.
It is Casino. Thank you. Okay.
Please forgive me. I'm going to trust in Jesus.
How did we keep allowing Joe Pesci to be casted as like a tough guy? The guy that's like 4 foot nothing, with the high, like a voice like a leprechaun, even leprechauns would be like, boy, that guy has a high voice. He sounds wimpy is what he does. It's right there. He's got a whole wimpy vibe, like a body like Danny DeVito out here just acting like a tough guy. And we all just like, yeah, sure. Why not? It's a good movie.
Jesus, is that what you want to do?
The hell's wrong with it?
Thank you, Lord, for Francisco, for his open heart. I
Your name's Francisco? It's friends.
pray he'll remember his secret sins today. Does that make sense?
What the fuck? I don't know. That just caught me off guard.
I pray that he'll remember all those secret sins. Oh, yeah, you know the ones.
He looks up. How did you know about my secret sins?
I just had an idea, but I like that you're remembering them.
Sense?
Kind of, yeah.
Where have I messed up?
I just feel like it's a lot of old literature and it doesn't really attend to what's going on in today's society and what people do today.
Is lying now okay? And stealing and rape and murder?
Rape, murder, and all that stuff is not okay. No, I don't believe so.
And it was in the Bible. It was not. I mean, there's literally parts of the Bible where God orders women be raped. The moral God orders women to be raped for shit that King David did. As a punishment to him, he orders that women be raped. Feels really weird when you have to say raped because it just kind of takes the seriousness right out of it. You know what I mean? It's like fucking TikTok talk is really annoying.
And it doesn't seem like God's doing his job.
If you want to ignore it, that's okay. You go ahead, but
It needs to be doing the blow kind, you know what I mean?
all I can do is plead with you. Get right with God. Put your trust in Jesus.
Okay, yeah.
Well, it's not really the Bible. It's people who use the Bible. Like, for example, Donald Trump. He uses quotes of the Bible and this and that and refers to it, but his actions don't align with the Bible. Those are the people I always see who are preaching Christianity are the ones who are doing the complete opposite.
Don't you worry about them. Worry about yourself.
Don't you worry about them. Worry about yourself.
Look who's fucking talking, man. Like what? But you get to tell me what to worry about. Okay. Why don't you worry about yourself, dickhead? Who the fuck are you? God, what an asshole.
There's a great Bible verse in the book of Romans that says, you who judge another and do the same things, how will you escape the judgment of God? So don't worry about other people. Just worry about yourself and you'll walk with God yourself.
Oh, God. Like, look, this, when people look over, they're like, fuck you piece of shit. I should fucking slap this guy right now. That's what I really should do. Every time they like look at her, she's biting her lip. Literally. Like, did he just fucking tell me to mind my own? Oh my God. Oh, I'm gonna slap the fucking spit out of this guy's mouth right now.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
If I say yes, will you leave me alone? Oh my God. Whoa. That's it. Ray, you need to work on the volume switches there. You're trying to he's trying to wake people up. That's it. Oh, right. I forgot I was falling asleep to YouTube and a Bible. I should buy this with money that I have. Wow.
Delighted to say that the Evidence Study Bible is now available in leather.
What a waste. You gotta be kidding me. Like, how large was Noah's Ark? Well, I'll tell you, 50 cubits wide, 30 cubits tall. Cubits are, as far as I understand, they're from your elbow to the tip of your finger, right? So they're like, a little bit more than a foot, like maybe like a foot and a half. Like, what is that? Foot and a half, maybe two tops. I'm not good at eyeballing length, but that doesn't sound big enough, if you ask me. 300 cubits long. That sounds long. It's not enough to house every single animal on Earth, or every single kind of animal on Earth. Enough extra animals to eat, as well as what else do we? Oh, water, like fresh water. Although I guess it's raining. I guess they could just just kind of go outside and do one of those. We've all done that, right? And it tastes dirty too for some reason. Like, what is it? How does I thought once it evaporates, it's supposed to be clean. It doesn't evaporate. I don't know. Maybe it catches dirt on its way down or something. I don't know. But I was like, oh, is that cement in there? What the fuck? Is there a pebble in my mouth? How did that? Anyway. Oh, okay. Here. I was once a Christian. Now I am a newspaper cartoon. It looks like. I believe it's all rubbish. Hey, that's me. That's what I do. I believe it's all rubbish. That's right. Okay. We're not gonna. Hold on. I'm sorry. I can't move on. What is that? Test your IQ. Paris in the spring. Wait. Oh, read out loud the wording in the 3 triangles. Paris in the spring, bird in the hand, once in a lifetime. Read this sentence. Finished files are the results of years of science. scientific study combined with the experience of years. I don't know what we're doing here. This is an IQ test or something. Now count out loud. This feels like an IC, like you do that, like spell the word cup and then say funny color. Like it feels like one of those. You know what I mean? What even do you call those? Like 6-year-old tricks, 6-year-old riddles. I don't know, because they're not really riddles. They're like, I made you say a stupid thing. I said you didn't know you were gonna say this funny stupid thing that I made you say by tricking you. What do we got here? What do we got here? Evolution, true science fiction. Good one. That was, I see what you did there. They made like the little monkey dancing, doing like a Michael Jackson. Oh, it's like a smooth gorilla. It's like moonwalking. You got to picture the monkey dancing though. You got to picture. Can we get that in an AI, Kevin? Yeah, let's get me Lucy, but dancing to smooth criminal, but change criminal to gorilla. Can you get on that for me? Cool, thank you. I think it's really going to be. I think it's going to turn out pretty good. Anyway. All right, let's get the fuck out of here. What are we doing? Why do I keep... Hold on, what's that? Oh my God, I can't stop. I can't stop. All right, science confirms the Bible. Literally not. Literally the opposite of that. The earth was a flat disk. Science then. Science now. The earth is a sphere. The earth is a sphere. Isaiah 40:22. What the fuck? What? Hold on. Is this the circle of the earth thing? Oh, crap. Why did I tap broken? Oh, hold on. All right, there's Isaiah 40:22. Hold on. Let me see what this says. I know I'm being annoying. I'm sorry. Isaiah. Oh, my goodness. Isaiah 40:22. He sits enthroned above the circle of the earth, and its people are like grasshoppers. He stretches out the heavens like a canopy. It's funny that, he thinks it gets the circle thing correct, and then immediately gets skies wrong because because they didn't know how fucking skies worked back then, It's like a canopy, like those things at the parks, they got with the picnic tables are up underneath of them. You got the grill over there that's right outside of the canopy for some reason. So you have to get wet whenever why do they put them like that? I feel like if anything should be covered, it should be the goddamn grill. Anyway, sorry. It's a pet peeve of mine. But yeah, so that doesn't mean sphere. That word does not mean sphere. It means circle or circumference. It means like out, like a disc, like they were saying, a flat disc, not a sphere. Circle does not equal sphere. It's like it's missing a whole fucking dimension. Jesus, what's wrong with these people? Or this person, I should say. All right, what else we got? Innumerable stars, only 1,100 stars. Oh, back then. And then we figured out there actually is no number of stars. They're innumerable. They're innumerable again. Fuck, I missed it. Okay.
Is now available in Lab.
Sorry. Saw that one. Saw that one. That's right there. Got it. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. All right. We're just checking out the examples, and then we're off to another video of Christians freaking out about Trump. Anyway, free float of Earth in space. That's the weirdest way to say that. Okay, free float of Earth in space. Couldn't have worded that any better. Jesus. Science then Earth sat on a large animal. What? Maybe if you're Hindu, what the fuck? What are you talking about? Like that'd be what, the turtle? There's the turtle, right? And then the turtle, this is in Hinduism. The turtle has elephants under each one of its feet, and it just goes all the way down. Elephants all the way down. You ever heard the phrase elephants all the way down? That's where it came from. I know, right? Learn all sorts of fun facts on this show. That's right. But then science now, we figured out the free float of Earth in space. Okay. I do not think people actually thought that it sat on a large animal. I do think that we used to think that it was on top of stuff because, you know, stuff has to be on top of other stuff. But, okay, creation made of invisible elements. Science was ignorant of science then. Science was ignorant of the subject. And then science now, creation made of invisible elements. And then it goes atoms. That's what we're talking about here. What? That was not, okay. That was not what the Bible verse meant. Hebrews 11:3. Hebrews 11:3. Hebrews, hold on. Hebrews 11:3. Okay, by faith we understand the universe was framed by God's word, meaning visible creation came from what is invisible. How do you get atoms from that, dude? So even the verse, like even this is with like the little AI overview thing, right? Says it highlights that God created the world out of nothing, ex nihilo, and acts as an example of faith as trust in God's spoken word. It's weird that it doesn't mention atoms at all here because it has nothing to do with what the hell we're talking about. It's obviously saying that like God's invisible and he's the thing that made the universe. Wow. Crazy the way that they will just to take all these leaps in their mind to connect things that are just not connected. And how useless. That's the other thing that just kills me about this. How useless. That does nothing for anybody. Because like if the Bible had science in it, why did we have to do the science then? If it was there, then we wouldn't even have needed to do the actual science because we would have already known about it from the Bible. But we didn't know anything. We had to figure out the science. And then they're like, oh, no, actually, we already knew that stuff because of me, because of our beliefs, actually. So, you know, and we're just looking at like, what? No? Y'all were like just as stupid. And not only were they just as stupid as everybody else back then, let me say the word ignorant. They were stupid, I don't think. I mean, they were, but, you know, trying to be polite here. But not only that, but they were like a anchor on science, holding everything back as we're like trying to progress. The conservative Christians are like the main group that's like, no, like they're still doing it to this day, like wanting creation and shit to be taught in school because evolution is offensive. You know, facts and evidence and logic is offensive to people that want to lie to their children. Which is all Christians, by the way, it seems. But all right, so let's get the hell out of here. I gotta start. Wait, so each star is different. What the fuck? Oh, the science then. All stars were the same, but that's funny. Scientists back then were like, I think there must just be like a star cloner out there, so it just prints them out. Yeah, it prints them out. That's what it is. It prints them out of a star printer. And then one day we were like, wait a second, are these things different from one another? Come on, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? So stupid. Ignorant. I'm sorry. I gotta stop using a stupid word. You know, it's rude, I think. Right? All right. What else we got here? Agnostic part 1. Oh, he's breaking them up into parts now. Hold on, let's see what.
Do Muslims go to hell? Exclusively. Wait, like you're saying that only Muslims go to hell? No, I'm saying that Muslims only go to hell. I'm still confused.
What? What did you just say? No, I'm saying only Muslims go to hell. What? Wait a second.
What you mean? Anyone who follows Islam will end up in hell. That is the destination for that path that people are choosing. But no, that is not the only path that leads to hell.
Why is his head so small? Doesn't he? I feel like he made his arms like so big, which, you know, good for him and all, working out and everything. But now his head's too small. You got to do some. Can you work out your head? Do some face ups or something, because you got to like match here. This is uncomfortable, dude. What are you, Hassan Piker? Get out of it. Oh.
Then what other path leads to hell? Anything and everything. That
TPUSA people would have loved that joke. That joke kills at those conferences.
It is not biblical Christianity is what leads to hell. That doesn't seem very inclusive. That's correct. It's because it's not. I don't like that. I don't care. You should.
That's how the agnostics say. I don't like that. It's not inclusive, and I don't like that.
Should care. What religion are you? I'm agnostic. So the term agnostic literally means that you don't know. That's correct. So how do you know that I should care? Well, because I think you should care. Right. So hypothetically, assume this with me for a second. Assume that
I'm gonna follow you with your logic here. Let's just blow my mind, buddy. Let's go.
God does exist, and assume that if God does exist, that he created a way for people to get to him, and that there is only one way to get to him. Is he wrong for that? Well, no. There you go. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth.
What? So what if he just said yes? Yes, he is wrong for that. He should have made a bunch of ways to get to him. Like, what the hell, man?
Truth in life, no one can come to the Father but through me. But that just sounds a little racist. How in the world did you see that as racist?
Actually, it is kind of racist. I mean, I don't know about that first, but like the first commandment seems to me like the basis of racism. Like, if you don't worship the same God, you are immoral. You are evil because you don't worship the right God. Feels racist.
Well, Muslims and Jews don't believe in Jesus, so that's excluding them. Okay, can you tell me what race Islam is? Well, it's like...
Oh, God. Jesus, here we go. What race Islam is? It's like, okay, man. Like, you get these things are, like, pretty interconnected, though, right? Like, you can act like they're just fully distinct things that are completely different from one another conceptually, but they're quite close.
Middle Eastern. Wow, did you really just say that I was racist? It's not.
You get that you're both these people, right?
Racist because I'm defending them. You just assumed that Islam was something that Middle Eastern people...
Is that what they think we would... No, it's I can't be racist as long as I am defending them. No, that's not how that goes. I mean, just see liberal white women. A lot. They tend to be anyway.
People follow. That's extremely racist. Islam is a religion that is followed by people of every race and ethnicity. Okay, well, what about Jews? Well, it depends on if you're talking about those who are racially Jewish or if they are religiously Jewish.
Huh, did you just defeat your own fucking point here, dude? Because you were like, oh, what? Tell me, what race is Islam, huh? Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh my God, what an idiot. And then now you're like, well, it depends if you're talking about Jewish the religion or Jewish the race. And it's like, wow, dude. Okay. So you just kind of proved your own point false.
It's the same thing. No, there's an immense amount of Jews who believe.
I thought he was going to say there's an immense amount of difference. Yeah.
believe in Jesus, who are racially Jewish, who are Christians. A lot of them will reference themselves as Messianic Jews, which is just a overly complicated way of saying Christian. But you assuming that all racial Jews also have to be Jewish is in and of itself, once again, racist.
It's racist to think that Jewish people are Jewish.
Whatever. You know, I think agnostic is actually a wonderful label for you because you really don't know anything.
Oh, man. Just coming out with zingers, man. Wow, that was good. AI, it's like, give me a good zinger against agnostics. And the AI clearly provided that. Let's watch this one.
There is no chosen people. The chosen people are people who choose Jesus. That is the Christian message right there.
Jesus chooses you. You get chosen by Jesus once you choose Jesus. It's a double.
It's not an anti-Semitic message, by the way. It's the Christian message. It's the core Christian message. And yet there are many self-described representatives of the Christian faith who are daily sending a different message. And we should be very clear, whatever this is, it's not Christianity, it is heresy.
So what Tucker's saying is he's going, the Jewish people are not God's chosen people. Christians are now God's chosen people. Are the Jewish people God's chosen people? The answer is yes and no. So they're not.
Yes and no, because, what? Like, sure, buddy.
God's chosen people from the perspective in a salvific manner. So they're
salvific cannot be a word. Is that a word? Ember, where's Ember? Is she here? She would know. Is that or Aunt Joe? She would know as well.
They're not chosen in the sense that they're saved, but the ethnic Jewish people were chosen for specific promises, purposes, and plans of God that are still in effect and yet to be fulfilled. There is extremely contentious debate in media world right now about this. And
in media world, it's well, it sounds like a really weird amusement park. That's what it sounds like. We're gonna go ride the Hassan Piker over here. You guys, you're doing the secular talk. That it's just a bunch of dude bros like talking about being cucks and stuff or whatever.
And there's a lot of really bad teaching that's causing a lot of confusion and division.
You just are. That's what it is. It's a virtual reality where you are being cucked, right? It's like virtual reality porn.
So here's the passage, Romans 11, starting verse 25. I do not want you to be ignorant of this mystery, brothers and sisters, so that you may not be conceited. Israel has experienced a hardening in part. Now, I'm going to pause here in a second.
And if you have experienced a hardening in part or full, you should hit the like button with it. Unzip and then use it to push the like button. That's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to just do and if you want to have sex with people, hit the like button. That'll, it'll get you closer to having sex or something, right? I think, maybe. Depends if they're a fan.
When it says all Israel will be saved, well, hard supersessionist, that's a big fancy word for what's called replacement theology.
What? Hard? What? Hard? Hard, super hard what?
Conceited. Israel has experienced a hardening in part. Now, I'm going to pause here in a second when it says all Israel will be saved. Well, hard supersessionist, that's a big fancy word for what's called replacement theology. That really now the church has completely replaced Israel and they're exactly the same in a covenantal sense. What hard supersessionists do.
I am so lost. What the a covenantal sense? So it's not a salvific sense. We're talking a covenantalizational sense.
Is when you read the part that I'm going to read here in a second where it says all Israel will be saved, they go, yeah, of course. But the book of Galatians says that the church is Israel now. Well, it's not talking in that sense, obviously.
Don't say obviously. Nothing is interpreted obviously in the Bible, dude. It's almost as if like the book contradicts itself and y'all just twist yourself into pretzels trying to make it make sense.
In this part of Romans 11, because he says Israel has experienced a hardening in part. It's clearly referring to ethnic Jews. Israel has experienced a hardening in part until the full number of Gentiles has come in. And then here's the wonderful promise.
Once they get hard, then they come in. Them, I get it.
And in this way, all Israel will be saved. So what most theologians have said is that in the end times, before the return of Christ, you will see a massive revival and turning to Christ among the Jewish people. And so many of them will get saved that somebody could colloquially say, dude, it seems like every Jew everywhere is becoming a Christian. It's going to be awesome.
There is no chosen.
Wow. Okay. So they got their fingers crossed, waiting for Israel to be like, let's go. No, I'm the third or fourth genocide. They'll come to Jesus one of these days. No, we just got to keep funding their genocides. Once they kill like the 100,000th child, then they're going to go, hold on. Am I a piece of shit that needs to be forgiven by Jesus? And you're like, no, let's do a couple more. I'm still not sorry yet. Hold on. All right. So we got all of the, hold on. That's what I was going to show you. Watch this. This is crazy. Hopefully it still comes up. End times deception. You can't trust the Bible. Oh, it's only 5 minutes. Maybe we can come back to that in a little bit. Oh, here it is. Look, boom, top one. Trump, Pope, and then look, he's dressed like Jesus. Okay, so you got that one. Okay, these are all shorts. Doesn't matter. And then where we go? Of course, now they're all gone. Damn it. Oh, there's one. See? Oh, Jesse Lee Peterson. What do you think he thinks about it? It was awesome. I love him, man. That was so cool. He's a mess. He's a mess. He is amazing. Yeah, he says those words. That's why I didn't have a stroke just now. I was just doing a never mind. Right. And then we got nice, dude. Good job. He's holding on to the world that's on fire. Cool. Very cool. Damn, it's so funny how it updates. It's like everything moves so fast. Because I swear to God, I was just here like an hour or two ago, and it was like just like all that meme of Trump looking like Jesus. 0 converts in 2024. Oh, in 242 years. Okay. But yeah, there was definitely a lot of people freaking out about it, but apparently they've moved on to something else, it seems. Within the 2 seconds, it's just like boxing the Pope. Very good. Let's we get out here. I was gonna say, well, I wonder what his take was on it, but lately he's been like going against Trump too. All right, well, let's go back to the ones we were saying. So we got, where did we go? What do we got? All right, so we got this Trent one, right? Donald Trump versus Pope Leo, right? And then what else we got? Hold on, let's see what this guy is. So funny. I love this.
It looked like a shepherd's staff. It had green growth coming out of the stick that came alive.
Green growth that came out of the stick. His whole channel is just him saying, it sounds like it's just him describing his dreams. And people show up and watch it.
It looked like green leaves, looked like olive leaves. That's it right there. Raiden, what is this cartoon? Aaron's Rod. But what's amazing...
What's this cartoon? pull that up. Pull up the cartoon. He's adorable, right? He's like a man child, right?
Was as they found this, it was all dead.
Dead.
It was a dead looking rod. But when they brought it, I saw green stuff coming out as it got in the sun again.
Well, it sounds like your rod is infected. You need to get that sucker checked out. All right, because that's not helping a syphilis, right? That feels like, right?
It got life again, and it was a miracle. And people were talking about this piece of stick, and all of a sudden it was dead. It was in a tomb. It was in a hidden place. They brought it out, and the moment it got sun on it, it started growing again. Supernatural. And this is what I thought was interesting. I saw it being
that wasn't interesting. Like, that was boring. But here's the interesting part. Here we go.
Taken from museum to museum, trying to show the people as an attraction. Okay. And it was in England. But as it was going, they had people that were Muslims that were mad about it, and they were trying to discredit it, saying it was false and all these things. And they were rioting out.
Goddamn Muslim man. Even in his dreams, he doesn't like Muslims.
Outside, because they wanted to stop, but it was the anti-Christ anointing rising up, trying to discredit and say it was AI. People mess on the internet. I'm talking about saying, listen, we got to destroy this. They was rioting outside.
What? What? I'm lost, dude. Like, I don't even know what the hell he thinks he is trying to communicate here.
I could see it in England at a museum, and it went to Washington, D.C. It went to very important places.
The rod that grew green stuff out of it, that magically grew greenery out of it. It traveled from museum to museum. Got it.
For observation. The Lord said, this is happening soon. It's about to happen. This is about to. He said, I'm the God of the signs. Think about what he said tonight. Then he said, I'm going to show
I'm a God of signs.
Signs
I'm going to show
for the unbeliever to shake the world. It looked like a shepherd's staff
to shake the world. Yes, it was. It was. I wonder if he's got one for the. God, he's so funny. This is like one of the funniest people ever. Just, in existence. I was so if you're unfamiliar with this guy, what the hell is his fucking name? It doesn't even say. It's Last Days, 24/7. That's kind of funny, actually, if you think about it. Last Days, 24/7. We just keep having them, just over and over, all day, every day. Last Days, that's right. We believe the Bible is the inspired, infallible Word of God and the final authority for faith and life. We believe. Who is we? What's your name, dude? I'm just trying to get your goddamn name. Wow, he really doesn't even have it in here, does he? Yeah, no, got it. I got your beliefs, dude. You believe. Just say Christian. We're Christian. Then that explains literally all of this. We don't need. The hell is his name? Anyway, he's the guy that prior to Trump, getting shot in the face, the ear, whatever. People actually say that. Have you heard people say that? They're like, Trump got shot in the face. And that's just like the Antichrist, because he appeared to get shot in the face, and then he came back to life after getting shot in the head. He didn't get shot in the head. Come on, man. What? The ear? Like, you nicked your ear? If that's even real. People are saying it's all fake and stuff now. Anyway, prior to that happening, he had said it, because, clearly he does this all the time, right? And so he was saying, he will get a bullet, he will feel the wind of the bullet going by his face, and he will turn, and the bullet was something like that. And it said like it was going to go, I think, near his ear. He didn't say it was going to hit his ear, but so even then he still got it wrong. But because of that, he just rocketed to fame and got like a shitload of subscribers like immediately. Where is he at? 611,000 subscribers. 500,000, over 500,000. That's quite a bit. That's quite a few. All for one thing that he said one time where he accidentally got something. What is that? And he's coming. That's what that is. She's got her hand under the table right there. Or maybe just going full blowjob. I don't know. Hold on, let's see.
I saw America trying to have a regime change in Venezuela, trying to influence to get rid of the man with the black hair slicked back. I saw the same way they did Saddam.
The bad guy in all the action movies. I don't know what he's talking about.
They will try to do this man with the slick hair. Yeah, Nicholas.
Just the slick hair man. Old Nicky. Yeah.
I saw it'd be just like similar to Saddam. And it's oil. Remember that. And it's to block them from joining the BRICS because they don't want them to join the BRICS.
No BRICS.
To back the BRIC nations.
Dude, it's funny that he's talking about it like he's like figured this out. Like, oh man, it's like we already knew all this, dude. Like this is like widely known for forever. Everybody knew that Trump would want to do something with Venezuela because of all their oil and everything. Whatever, dude. It's the most obvious prophecy ever. All right. I mean, there were people that, when he was just like when he blew up the first boat and they were just like, oh, it's the drugs. They're like, oh, he's going to go there and take the oil. It was like everybody knew, just basically immediately. Anybody that like understood, geopolitics, even like the slightest bit. Why am I? Oh, it's all in videos. Okay. Let's go to videos. Here we go. Okay. Does he say anything about come pray with me? Come pray with us. Lord said most of the church is asleep. There's not enough urgency. Authentic fire, a move of God that changes everything. Okay, so I guess not. So much to pray about today, but we have the victory. Damn, so they're not even saying. Wow. Nope, nothing. That's some bullshit, dude. What the hell? Anyway. All right, let's see if we can find another.
It looked like a shepherd's staff.
Oh my God. All right. Justin Bieber mentioned God at Coachella. Whoa, you can't be doing that. Who does he think he is? Mentioning God. What a freak. Anyway, God, this lady is just, these people are just straight up racist. You know what this is? This is crazy. Actually, you know what? Let's watch this because I'm got 18. We'll watch a few minutes of it because I do want to like break down exactly what's going on here. It's psychotic. Watch this shit. I can't believe
Islamification of Texas.
I can't believe this shit that Christians can get away with in America as far as like making law and everything in this extremely bigoted way. Here we go.
This continues. Get this. Radical activists tied to a terror organization insist the foundation of Texas was influenced by Islam.
The lie detective determined that was a lie.
Welcome back to Come and Take It.
Rocking the white dress and the cowboy boots. Look, like nailing it. Wow.
What's up, everyone? Make sure to smash the like button, leave a comment, share the show with a friend.
Yeah, if you want to do all that stuff, but for the stream, if you'd like to, that would be wonderful.
Share the show with all your friends. Share the show on social media. I am Sarah Gonzalez, and this is my once a week Texas-based podcast where we talk all things Texas.
Oh my God, of course. Okay. I was going to say, I had my money on possibly Florida because listen to this lady. But I guess the boots should have given it away, right? We don't really do. We have all the stupid that Texas has. None of the boots, right? Or very few few of the boots. We have like the high heel shoes. Well, I guess they are boots. They're not cowboy boots though. They're just regular high heel boots that Ron DeSantis likes to wear because he's just not unlikable enough, apparently.
Because we know so goes Texas, so goes the country. No offense if you're not Texas. It's just like
I'm not Texas.
Kind of a big deal, and we're kind of trying to save our state.
Not really.
I'm kind of a big deal.
And unfortunately, we're covering the Islamification of the state extensively because, well, it's happening extensively. I would love to not talk.
The Islamification of Texas. Seriously, think about this. They actually they say this outright, like all the time. They're like, "Oh man, Muslims are taking over our country. This Sharia law. They're doing the Sharia laws." And it's like, in Texas? Where? That's not like, and automatically my mind always goes, or bigots are afraid of Muslims, or that, right? What's more likely? Let's play a game of what's more likely. Is it likely that Muslims actually took over a town and instituted Sharia law, or a bunch of angry white terrified Christians think that that's going to happen and they're preemptively banning Muslims from everything? It's the second one.
About it every single week, it feels like, but here we are because there is always something to talk about and Texans have to stay alert. So, as we know, I won't waste much time going over the points that we already know. Islamists have come to conquer. They can't conquer without brainwashing the youth. Okay, we know they're here to conquer, and they can't.
And that's what we're trying to do. They're taking our thing. They're taking our thing, and they're trying to do is bullshit. We do the brainwashing, bitch.
Conquer without brainwashing the youth, because capturing the youth is always part of the plan.
Your plan, I know. It's weird that you seem to understand this plan so well. It almost feels like it's projection or something.
Because when you do that, you can indoctrinate little soldiers one generation at a time.
So you admit that you are doing that you are trying to lie to children so that you can make did she say soldiers? Soldiers.
And they can't conquer without brainwashing the youth, because capturing the youth is always part of the plan. Because when you do that, you can indoctrinate little soldiers one generation at a time.
Wow.
And if you can indoctrinate them young, you potentially have them for all of the years they have left. How do you do that?
Wow, you're just saying the quiet part really loud right now, lady.
Well, for starters, you change the curriculum that the young people are learning.
Oh, like what you guys do when you want to put Jesus into like math books and stuff.
You change how you explain Islam, maybe.
What? You change how you explain Islam? Like in what context, man? Like, what do you mean? You change how you explain it? Like, and well, I'm going to teach you, little fella, I'm going to teach you about the greatest religion known to man that's totes true and way better than that stupid Christian one that sucks and everybody hates. Let me tell you about Islam. Okay. Just explaining Islam to my little buddy here.
You whitewash it. Make it sound beautiful and flowery and tolerant and diverse and all of these, like,
Do you think those are good things? This is the other thing that's really weird about them when they criticize Islam. They were like, oh, but they hate gay people, and they don't think women should have the right to vote. It's like, but you guys, I know we think that too, but they do it like bad though.
Just leave out, the rapings. That's inconvenient. Don't talk about that. The
what?
And diverse and all of these, like, you just leave out, the rapings.
Oh, the graping. Yeah, y'all never do that. The Christians never are caught doing that constantly or anything.
That's inconvenient. Don't talk about that. The beatings.
I don't think you're allowed to question the Quran, especially as a woman.
Of course, like, and another thing, like the beatings again, man, really? This is all stuff you guys do. This was so weird about it. They're like, you should not like them for the stuff that we do, but like us though, even though we do it all. But we don't talk about how we do all that stuff. So it's better.
No, definitely not.
I mean, come on. Let's
No,
be
no,
honest.
no.
That's a beard right there, dude. Whoa. Nice. That's oh God, I wish I could have that. It's bullshit. It's what it is. Fuck that guy, actually, you know?
Islam is probably the most like feminist, most
Look at that. Look at that. That's gorgeous. And I love how it's got like the two tones going on. I'm digging this guy's beard. He's kind of turning me on right now.
religion there is.
What?
The honor killings, the terror, the Islamic slave trade.
Again, like all things that Christians have done. All things Christians have done. Jesus. And they don't do honor killings quite as often, but they still do them.
No, no, no. Leave out the third world mentality. Leave out the things they do to goats, too, to be honest with you.
It's weird that you're just saying all the things Christians do. To the goat. What do they do to the goats? Are you suggesting they fuck goats? Because that's just, anybody on a farm. See, right? Go to Utah. Okay. Do you know how many people get arrested on a weekly basis for fucking goats in Utah? It's a number that I'm uncomfortable with. Okay. It's a non-zero number. Dr. Ben. Oh yeah, Dr. Ben was literally dressed. God, it was so funny. It was funny too because I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna say a joke," and I was like, "Look, Dr. Ben's dressed like a doctor." And then I looked through the chat, and yeah, there was like 80 people that had said that exact same thing, and I was like, "God damn it," and but of course, it's like the most obvious joke ever. But I love Dr. Ben like literally changed his emoji over here. What is that little circle thing called again? I'm going with emoji. I don't care. I'm not good with the words. How do you get them young? Sunday school. That's right. Yeah, exactly what Christians do. It's so weird. But they hate that Islam. It's like I think part of me thinks they're like, hey, this is our turf. This is our turf, man. You stay over there. You got it, We're trying to do our theocracy here. You ass hats. Stop trying to do our thing. We can't both be doing this thing.
While we're whitewashing everything. Just make it beautiful and flowery and something that sounds nice. They love the earth. They want to inhabit the entire earth. It's maybe how you could reframe things to make it sound like, oh, it's so benign and innocent. And let's just talk about all the good things that Islam did. So
is there such a thing?
Of course they're going after.
Yeah, math, I would say. Math was doing well. What's crazy? And I can't think of, oh yeah, it was like so early on when the US was very young. And we were just kind of getting started as a country. I don't even think we had done the Declaration of Independence yet or anything. It was the time like when the Puritans were kind of doing their thing, right? And burning innocent people alive because somebody had spectral evidence that they were definitely a witch. Spectral evidence is just thinking a thought that they think came from God. So they were literally burning people because they thought thoughts. And at that time, when all of that was happening, the Muslim countries on the other side of the world were actually doing phenomenal. They were very academic, actually. They have very intellectual, academic. They were doing like breakthroughs with math and science and all sorts of shit like that. when we were completely ass backwards doing the dumbest, like mindless shit, like they would have if they were evaluating what we were doing here at that time, they would have called us the third world country of savages, and they kind of wouldn't be wrong. That was exactly the kind of behavior you would expect from people that you would describe that way. But the Muslim countries were the ones like actually thinking and doing, using critical thinking, using science, and literally like coming up with math, new kinds of math and stuff. Like it's super smart. But it's just weird because we think of them as all like backwards and everything. And Iran, if I'm not mistaken, was pretty progressive. And I don't know what happened exactly. I mean, I think the US kept fucking with them, kept doing regime changes until we got people that were, like, okay, now we finally got a crazy tyrant theocrat that'll negotiate with us so that we can have all their stuff or whatever. And that's like when things sort of declined over there. But yeah, they used to be pretty progressive. It's sad that we have fucked up the world as badly as we have.
After the curriculum, there's no surprise there. But the State Board of Education here in the state of Texas, the Texas SBOE, is what it's called for short. They held meetings.
Hey, what's up, young Jackie? How we doing? Young girl Jackie, 666. Oh, 668. That's disappointing. Why did you 668? Got me all worked up for that, for an 8. Sorry, I'm just really disappointed in the name there. I was really hoping that you were young girl Jackie 666, and you're not. You're somebody else. So
last week to discuss any potential curriculum changes to social studies, and they are voting on this right now this year. The change.
How dare they be democratic like that, voting? And she's like, and if they got too many Muslims, the majority's gonna win.
Changes are set to take place in 2030. So they had these meetings all week. Who showed up? Who showed up to voice their opinion?
Drum roll, please.
Karen. Lots of Karens.
CARE.
Wow.
The Council.
Okay, never mind. I was half.
On American Islamic Relations. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, CARE, where do I know that name? That sounds familiar. Who is that again? Oh, well, I'm glad you asked. It's just the very same organization that Texas has designated as a terrorist group. Yes, that very same CARE. That's where you knew it. That's where you knew that name. So,
yeah, that's kind of so. It's a Muslim civil rights organization, right? Looking out for the rights of Muslims. Which you've got a lot of organizations like these for just about every group, right? And she just said it basically. I'm kind of surprised she didn't just go, and they are a bunch of terrorists. No, she didn't do that. But she was like, oh, it's the organization that was designated by Texas to be a terrorist organization. Now, why do you think they did that? Is it because they're actually a terrorist organization? No, it's not. It's because they passed this bill where basically religious schools get these grants and subsidies and stuff like that from the government so that they can have their religious schools in Texas and everything, right? And then they figured out that Muslims would also get those grants, and they're like, hold on, what do we gotta do? So we didn't know they were going to try to do this stuff like that. This is our stuff. We were just talking about our religion. We were talking about giving subsidies and stuff to that. It's the government money is only for Christians. Okay, so they're like, how do we fix this? What do we do? We got to do something, right? I know. We'll designate the organization associated with these schools and different things. We'll designate them as terrorist organizations. We're good. And then we'll just make a side rule, caveat, and no terrorists, no terrorist organizations can get any money. Okay, there, fixed it. All right, now only Christians get the money again, just like the Constitution said we're supposed to. Oh God, they're the worst.
Care? An actual terrorist organization?
No, they're not an actual terrorist organization. They're just called that by bigots in Texas.
Is going to the State Board of Education meetings in Austin, Texas, to go testify about the curriculums.
What?
They didn't like that the new proposed standards associate terrorism with radical Islam.
For obvious reasons.
Well, I mean, like, don't shoot the messenger. Okay?
What?
Show me the lie.
You're gonna look at me and you're gonna tell me that I'm wrong? Am I wrong?
So, according
what is with these clips that this lady just shoehorns in every 4 seconds? My God.
according to Texas Scorecard, one of the arguments was that the standards lack a definition of terrorism and falsely associated with one religion by using the controversial phrase radical Islam. The only way that I agree with that statement is just to say that it's true. It's a little redundant to say radical Islam. It is a little redundant to say radical Islam because the entirety of Islam is inherently radical.
No, it's not. Do you know? Wow, she knows nothing about anything. But dude, there's there are the two most popular religions on planet Earth is Christianity and Islam. They make up what is it? Hold on. What is the population? It's something. It's basically 50-50 as far as I understand. I think Christianity is slightly more popular. Hold on. World religions. Population percentage. Okay. All right. So here's what we got. Christians, approximately 29. Okay, so it gets shifted a bit. But approximately 29 to 31% Christians, planet Earth, right? Muslims, approximately 24 to 26% being the largest group. So those two of the largest groups. Oh, okay, I guess make up almost a little over 50% or whatever. And then you got, Hinduism is 15%. Religiously unaffiliated nuns make up 24%, which is crazy that we've gotten that large of a block for us now, or people that are non-religious, I guess. And Buddhists are roughly 4 to 7%. It doesn't even, atheism doesn't even have a slot. I guess we're going with just religiously unaffiliated, but fine, whatever. Because people don't like the atheist word. But the point is, out of the two largest religions, she thinks that Islam is all just the radical kind. There isn't a bunch of different denominations of Islam, just like there are with Christians. And we know that there are, because we have Muslims that are Congress people, and they're pro LGBTQIA plus. What's his name? Mamdani. You got Mamdani, and he's pro LGBTQ and shit. How do you have that if they're all radical? If they're all radical, just crazy, authoritarian, evil, terroristic psychos. What? Because that's not the way it works. It's very clear, lady, that you're getting your information from a very specific place. And it sort of paints the picture you've got of what Muslims are in a very broad, in a very broad way, to make them all the crazy, far right extremist Muslims or whatever, as if we couldn't think that exact same thing for Christians. Like, it's almost like if you think that all Christians are nothing but Westboro Baptist Christians, but or Anton LaVey, or wait, Anton LaVey? No, that's not a guy. What was the guy's name that did the Oklahoma City bombing or whatever? You know what I'm talking about? What was that guy's name? But it's like if you think that they're all Christians like that guy, which I feel like he was pretty extreme, and a terrorist.
So I would agree with Care on that point. I didn't have that on my bingo card. One time in 2026 that Sarah Gonzalez actually agrees with Care, but it's not for the reason that you think. It's just that, yes, Islam is inherently radical. You don't need to use the radical before you say the Islam. That
no, it's actually not.
Should just be obvious, and you're just being redundant by saying radical Islam. They said,
it's like I have friends that are Muslims too, that are like the most chill people. It's like for the most part, as far as I can tell, all the Muslims that I've known and talked to and seen in this country are they're like the folks that are basically like it's just cultural. They celebrate. It'd be almost like a Christian that goes to church on Easter and Christmas, right? It's just cultural. They just do it's or like a Jewish person that just does the holidays and everything, but they're atheists. There's like a lot of folks like that, but they are Muslim. It's just a very popular culture, basically.
when terrorism is not clearly defined and used only in association with Muslims, we ignite hate and prejudice against the Texas Muslim community. Definitions and labels matter, and our students deserve standards that help them objectively and critically evaluate both historical and current events. That was a quote from the operations manager for CARE Austin, Shaima, blah, blah, blah.
Bless you. So, oh my God, these people are the worst. So look, part of this too is the fact that for I don't even know how long the U.S. has funded a country that has, basically just plopped down in the middle of the East, right? And just decided that it is there, everything that's there is theirs now, and they're not happy with the borders of the place that they just decided is a place in the 40s. And now they're just sort of keep on just pushing their borders out, kicking people out of their homes, doing terrorist stuff. Honestly, it's the terrorist stuff. That I don't know how you define it, but if you define it as killing innocent people, then that the country I'm talking about, they're terrorists. That would be how you would describe that. And so since we are funding that country and have for a very long time, as they've been doing basically the same thing for, since the 40s, I don't even know, a very long time. That's why we tend to have this very narrow perspective of Muslims in this country because of what we, how we fund that country. And so, we tend to think about things in those terms because, we're on the team of the terrorists, I guess, but anybody that responds to that, anyway, it's a whole mess. It's a mess.
Oh, I'm sorry. When you only use it in association with Muslims, you ignite hate and prejudice against the Texas Muslim community. I don't know what I would say.
I just couldn't even imagine trying to be a Muslim in Texas. What a fucking nightmare.
Ignites a little bit of caution, a little bit of trepidation, a little bit of fear is when the Texas Muslims are committing acts of terrorism against Texans. That's actually what the issue is. Like, that's what ignites maybe a little bit of like, ooh, I'm a little bit nervous.
When is that what's happening all the time there in Texas? Or is that, or y'all, the white Christians, terrorizing them? Because I can only imagine how they would feel in this situation.
They're wearing a pretty thick jacket. What's under there? Because if history is determining the current course, I got some questions. Like, that's not a me problem. That's a you problem.
Yeah, Christians have never done anything like that, like mass shootings or anything like that. They're like the most, it's like the demographic that has done the largest number of mass shootings or whatever, has been Christians. So should we just always assume that Christians are going to do the mass shootings? I don't know. That would be basically like what you're doing here.
That's not a me problem. That is your ideology problem.
Well, I feel like when you have to sit there and keep on saying, that's not a me problem. That's not a me problem. It might be a you problem. Like it might be that you just have a bunch of problems that you don't want to admit to. That's what it sounds like. All right, let's get out of this later. I just wanted to go over that one piece of information. Oh, there we go. And we're back. All right. So we got, what do you mean? What do you mean? We got this guy.
First, I want you to...
This guy's kind of been on an anti-Trump tear for like a good little bit of time now. So, you know, the least amount of credit that is due, I will provide for this young fella, this young man.
To take a look at what our president posted on Easter. He wrote, "Open the censored..."
Yeah, I know that Anton LaVey was the Church of Satan, and not the cool one. Okay, he was the stupid, like, believes in magic bullshit one. You know what I mean? Timothy McVeigh, that's it. What did I say? Oh, his brother. Oh no, that's McVeigh. That's his Irish brother. Okay, never mind.
"Straight, you crazy censored, or you'll be living in hell. Praise be to Allah." And exactly 1 week later,
He highlighted it in red. Whoa. Do they have red highlighters?
on Orthodox Easter, he posted a picture of himself as Jesus. Now, I think we need to have an honest conversation about what happened in between those moments, because I don't think that we can keep pretending anymore.
Oh, here's the other weird thing about these videos, and maybe he's going to address it, but Trump did a whole truth that is way worse. Whole truth. I hate calling it that. He did a whole lie social post that said he was going to destroy an entire civilization. That's troubling. That's a troubling thing to say. And for people to just be like, whatever. Like, that's crazy. That sounded to me like a nuke threat. But yeah, what do I know? I mean, everyone's like, yeah, Trump just says stupid, insane shit all the time. Whatever. You know, we're used to it at this point. You know, what the fuck?
Now, to be clear, this is really about those of us that are Christians and what we've been willing to look past, because Easter Day should have been a huge red flag for all of us. The day that Christians everywhere were celebrating the resurrection of Jesus, rather than keeping the day holy, the president decided to use profanity as he threatened the nation with...
God, they're so worried about the profanity. Like, nothing about the PDF file shit from the Epstein files or anything, but like, he said the F word. Can you believe this? How dare he? No, the F one. The F. Yeah. I know, but with the kids and all that, I get it. I mean, like, priests do that stuff all the time, whatever, you know. But he said the F word, though. Priests don't even do that, okay?
Destruction, and signed off saying, "Praise be to Allah." Now, this, of course, raised...
That really messes them up, too. I'm like, whoa. What's with the praise and Allah thing? I don't... Why would you say that?
eyebrows for Christians, but a lot of Christians thought that maybe it could have just been a poor timing choice. However,
Yeah,
just
it was just a timing thing. That's what it was. That's if he had posted that like next month, like at the beginning, like this month, not a big deal.
2 days later, he posted this: a whole civilization will
there we go. Okay, good. Oh, that's nice.
die tonight.
A whole civilization will die tonight. What the hell, man?
Never to be brought back again, as he threatened Iran.
As opposed to, all those people that die to come back all the time. There's a very large demographic of people that just pop in and out of death at random.
Over opening the Strait of Hormuz. So only 2 days after Easter, he seemed to be casually announcing the potential annihilation of an entire people while ending the same post, "God bless the great people of Iran." But things started to get...
It's weird too that they're saying, so hold
Easter,
on.
he seemed to be casually announcing the potential annihilation of an entire people.
And he's showing like Palestine and stuff. That is like what they're doing and have been doing and are continuing to do, even though supposedly Trump convinced old Bibi to stop the war with Palestine, but they just didn't. Basically, they just gave them back the hostages, and they just continued on doing their genocidal insanity.
While ending the same post, "God bless the great people of Iran." But things started to get even more uncomfortable at a White House Easter celebration where his spiritual advisor, Paula White, compared him to Jesus.
Oh, you caught that? Because they deleted it like right after. It was like a half an hour after this aired. They pulled it up. They pulled it down.
But the truth of it is you are here because of God and because of you. You were betrayed and arrested and falsely accused. It's a familiar pattern that our Lord and Savior showed us.
Now, don't forget that
you were betrayed, Trump. Just like you were even arrested. Just like Jesus was. Yeah.
This was an Easter event, and the video would later be scrubbed from their social media, which I covered in more detail last week. And then he turned his attention to the Pope.
We don't like a pope that's going to say that it's okay to have a nuclear weapon. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of Pope Leo.
Now,
we don't like a pope that says that it's okay to have a nuclear weapon. We have a nuclear weapon, Trump. Like the country you run has a nuclear weapon. So what you're saying is some people get them and Iran can't, though. We do get one because, we have leadership that's very well adjusted and completely not insane. So, way better than the leadership in Iran, which ironically, when he said that the civilization is going to die today, shit, they even responded by saying, like, we're not going to hurt any of the actual citizens of the United States because we're not monsters. We're just going to do, we're just going to target military targets or whatever, but basically communicating that, like, they're more humane than Trump is. But for whatever reason, the U.S. gets to have a nuclear weapon, even though we got a toddler with a temper tantrum problem running our goddamn country. But Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. And ironically, too, just the irony just keeps on just piling up, it seems, lately. All of the people that would have been good folks to negotiate with, we killed them. By accident. Yeah, we just accidentally killed all of the people that could have done some kind of peace talk or agreement or something like that. And now the son of the previous leader has taken over, who is more extreme on the nuclear, getting access to nuclear weapons and whatnot, than the previous leader, who had already agreed to not having any nuclear weapons and whatnot prior to us bombing them. So none of this makes sense at all. But, what does anymore, right?
On Orthodox Easter, he also posted on Truth Social calling the Pope weak and terrible for foreign policy. And this is the point where things really started to take a turn. After he attacked the Pope, only minutes later, he posted this. What you're looking at is the...
Listen to the music.
President of the United States in the robes of Jesus Christ, healing the sick with his hands. This angered...
Well, it depends what Bible verse you're looking at, because one of the Bible verses says red, and the other one says... I can't remember, actually. Dude, Kevin, do you know what color it's a different color is the point here. It says, the Bible says that Jesus is sash? Is that a sash? I don't know. It's the thing that the beauty pageants they wear anyway. The Bible says it's two different colors, which is kind of funny that it's the perfect infallible word of God, yet they can't even get the color right for what Jesus, the most important character, and yes, I use the word character on purpose in the Bible, they can't even get the colors right for his costume. Yeah, let's go with costume. That sounds right.
A lot of Christians. And people have also pointed out that in Trump's version of the image, a soldier from the original image was replaced with what appears to be some kind of demonic creature above his head.
Oh my
God. Make of that what you...
That was a demonic creature. Wait, what? Hold on.
Pointed out that in Trump's version of the image, a soldier from the original image was replaced with what appears to be some kind of demonic creature.
That's pretty funny. Okay, so... Wait, but what is this image? So I don't understand. I see. So wait a second. So he shared Nick Adams's post, but he's like, can you put a demon in there above my head? I don't like these regular soldiers. Give me a demon soldier, please. Like, yeah, demon soldier right in the middle of the other soldiers. I wonder if he was like trying to get an angel in there, and the AI is, not too bright, doesn't know the difference between angels and demons, and they're just like this. What do you, with the Statue of Liberty crown on? Was that? I feel like that would be pretty cool looking, right? I'm a robot. I decide art stuff. That's just basically what I do now.
Above his head. So make of that what you will. Okay, but where this gets even more...
Blood Badger, what's going on? Morally bankrupt toddler with diarrhea, dementia, and diarrhea too, probably is both. Dual diagnosis, if you know what I mean.
More extreme is after he posted this, a lot of Christians rushed to Trump's defense, saying that the image was fake, saying that a staffer posted...
It's fake. This is how I deal with all information that's inconvenient for my beliefs. It's fake. Everything that's inconvenient for what I need to think is true is fake. That's how I do stuff. Fake. It's all fake.
Posted it for him and saying that Grok confirmed that it was fake. However, the image...
Hey, Elon, could you do me a favor? I'm gonna need some help. Can you program your Grok to say that it's fake? I need to do it. Do me a little favor. I'll do you a little favor. How about that? Okay, well, you won't get all those subsidies then. You still want the $400 million a day? Okay.
Was confirmed to be posted on his Truth Social page, and Trump himself even admitted to posting it. But to his credit,
that he fucked up. Really, you should have been like, you're fake news. Fake news over here.
After the backlash, the post was deleted off of his page. And that backlash didn't just come from the left. It came from his own supporters.
Why would it come from the left, dude? Where it's like, yeah, of course he would post that. Like, this is the least surprising thing or offensive to us. Like, I mean, I don't know. I guess there are Christians on the left, but they're usually pretty cool. They're usually just like, yeah, that's blasphemous, whatever. I've been saying it's blasphemous. This guy is just one big blasphemous that, for forever. But that's all.
Are you about to engage in blasphemy?
Trump is. He always is.
Are you about to engage in blasphemy?
I don't know why I have to do it twice. I do it. It's a thing. I can't. If I click it once, I got to do it again. It's an OCD thing, I think. I don't know. But sorry.
And even people on Truth Social were demanding for him to take it down. But this is where it gets interesting.
Even the Truth Social weirdos, and they're the free speech weirdos that defend Nazi stuff, and they were even like, hold on. I mean, the Nazi stuff is fine, but can you take down the Jesus thing? Okay, come on. What? Not cool, man.
Because when Trump was asked whether or not he posted it, he said,
Did you post that picture of yourself depicted as Jesus Christ?
Well, it was up, Maya. How we doing? What's going on? And gray numbers. What's up? Funny thing about all this bullshit is that Trump is giving everyone in the world the best reason to go green/nuclear for energy needs. The next president should take advantage of this crisis. Yeah, okay. Yeah, silver lining. I'll give you that. And I guess we gotta find a silver lining somewhere. We might as well find it from the mushroom cloud. So every mushroom cloud has a silver lining.
Wasn't depiction. It was me. I did post it, and I thought it was me as a doctor, and had to do with Red Cross as a.
Actually, I'm an idiot, and I don't know how doctors look because, every time I'm there, I'm basically in psychosis. Kind of looks like everybody's face is melting, like everybody's that Nazi from the end of Indiana Jones or something. But I'm told it's just part of my condition as being in permanent psychosis.
Red Cross worker there, which we support, and only the fake news could come up with that one.
Oh, there we go. Fake news. All right, we made it. All right, never mind. For a second there, I thought he was losing his touch, and and he's just right back in the game.
I just heard about it, and I said, how did they come up with that? It's supposed to be me as a doctor making people better, and I do make people better. I make people
making people better. He talks like he's 4.
It makes people all better. I thought he was a doctor. Making people all better. But it was. I guess it was Jesus. But that's fake. That's fake news. Okay, that's not real news. It's the fake kind.
a lot better.
So he claimed that he thought that he was a doctor, and some conservative Christian commentators believed that he was telling the truth. But still,
some idiot Christian content creators that are stupid actually thought he was telling the truth.
Response leaves a lot of unanswered questions.
It's almost as if like Christians are gullible or something.
Like, why would he post that just minutes after attacking the Pope? Was the timing just a coincidence? And if so, then why is the doctor in this picture wearing robes and a sash? What doctor heals by laying hands on a forehead with a glowing orb?
The cool kind, all right? The same kind that fight demons, okay?
And where is all of the medical equipment? Now, to be fair, I want to...
Wow, dude. You are going so hard at this. Like, there's no medical equipment. Doctors' hands don't glow. All right. And the Jesus sash does not look like a doctor's jacket. So what the hell is really my take, my point here.
Say that I do understand the instinct to give someone the benefit of a doubt, but we have to take a look at
clearly. But you shouldn't.
What's right in front of us? Because how many things have to happen before we can call a spade a spade? At some point, this stops being about Trump. All within a single week, we have him saying, "Praise be to Allah" on Easter while cursing. He threatened to wipe out an entire civilization. His spiritual advisor compared him to Christ at an Easter breakfast. He attacked the Pope and...
Is what I mean a Catholic What's up, Bantier? How you doing? Let me see. I don't know. Actually, that's a good question. I know. I mean, I know he's evangelical, but wait, is well? Then evangelical would be different than Catholic, right? Are Catholics evangelical? Does that count? Is even probably not. What denomination? Oh my gosh, I can't spell. Denomination. It doesn't even know what I'm trying to say. Is what do you mean? YouTuber? Question mark. John McCrae, the creator of What Do You Mean channel, is a Christian apologist who focuses on defending the Christian faith and engaging with internet culture. Did not answer my question, dude. I thought AI was supposed to be smart. What are you doing? He is identified as a Christian YouTuber who runs a ministry aimed at discussing the gospel and culture. He is affiliated with Reasonable Faith and Ratio Christi as a speaker and chapter director. His content is described as gospel-centric. Oh, wait. While he is clearly a Christian apologist, the search results do not specify a particular denominational affiliation, e.g. Baptists and Presbyterian. I know what a denomination is, AI. That's why I asked, focusing instead on his broader work within Christian apologetics. John McCrae. Huh. Okay, so the answer to your question is don't know. It's the verdict ain't in. We don't know about that. But I think he's evangelical. I don't know. Probably not denominational. He reminds me a lot of like Calvary type people, where they're just sort of like a mixture of denomination. They're all evangelical. They're all pretty similar, but they all go to the same church and they believe slightly different things from one another. But maybe you get that at like other churches as well. I just know that at Calvary we're just sort of all over the place as far as like the different what would be considered denominational beliefs of the congregation.
Not too long after, he posted a picture of himself as Jesus shows up in countless other pictures like this.
Look at that one with his tit out. Cover yourself up, Jesus. What are you doing? You trying to make some ladies stumble and pansexual men? Because and I am. I'll tell you right now, I'm stumbling. I'm full on falling right now, head first into hell, using a handbasket all the way down. That's right.
So at what point do we look at all of this and just admit that this stopped being about faith a long time ago?
I don't know, but I wish you would. I wish y'all would. And I don't mean that in like a, I'm so mad. Wish y'all would, motherfucker. That's not, I mean, like, I actually do wish you would. I should have used a different phrase. That just sounds so wrong.
We pretended that it didn't matter when he said that he never asked God for forgiveness.
Look at that. He's doing his like comedy routine. Am I right? What is the deal with?
We pretended that it was normal.
Like black people. Like, whoa, hey, whoa, it's not the century for that, man. Although I know you're trying to get us there, back to that century, but
when he called the Bible his favorite book, but couldn't name a single verse. We pretended that his tweet on Easter was just bad time.
What is this picture? Why does he hold his phone weird? What is this whole everything about this picture is the tie? It's like did Ernie for Bert and Ernie give him that tie? Like, what's going on here? Did he kill Ernie, take his shirt, turn it into a tie, and now he can't hold his phone? because of the guilt, right? I mean, who can kill a puppet and sleep at night? You know what I mean? Nobody. That's who.
I mean, we pretended that the image was just a misunderstanding and he thought he was a doctor. But at some point, the weight of the evidence.
What the fuck doctor does he go to? He's like, my doctor wears that all the time. That's right. This doctor's just like, I've been fucking with him for like 2 years, dude. I've been dressing like Jesus, and it finally paid off. It's the longest prank I've ever done in my life, but boy, did it pay off. Oh man. All right. So I guess we can do construction worker next. Yeah. I think I'm gonna do that for Mitch McConnell, you know, although he barely seems to be able to even know what room he's in half the time anyway.
Evidence has to become too much. But to be completely honest with you, all of this actually makes me feel bad for Trump. Because when I look at this past week, what I see is a man who's harming himself and not even realizing it, consistently elevating himself. And the higher that he tries to climb, the harder that his fall will be. He's losing support like never before. He's losing credibility. He's losing the very Christians that stood by him for years.
The very Christians that stood by him for years. Yeah. How did y'all not see this coming, dude? Holy shit. Like, it's crazy. They're like, hold on. He did a Jesus meme where he's playing Jesus. And it's like, dude, have y'all not been paying attention to this guy for like fucking ever? How is this just now the thing that gets y'all? It's just because they don't care. They don't care about anything, right? The only thing they care about is their religion being validated. And as long as you are tangentially on the side that validates their religion, they don't care. You can do anything. You can be implemented in 30 some odd rapes and even PDF file type shit. Whatever. They got nothing. I mean, and again, that's the same kind of mentality that allows priests and stuff to get away with PDF file stuff for so long, because they don't care. They care about their institution remaining valid in their minds, like compartmentalized as a valid institution in their minds. So when you have something like that, the sunk cost fallacy just takes over their whole brain, and they're like, I've sunk too much cost in this, so I'm just gonna let me just pop that piece of information in the compartment, and I'm just gonna shove that motherfucker over there, and over here will be my reasoning brain, and we're gonna keep these two things very separate.
But what makes this so tragic is just how much of a contrast this is from Jesus. Because here we have a man who's constantly trying to elevate himself and even seems to want to elevate himself to a godlike level.
Jesus did that. That was sort of his whole thing, you know. He was actually pretty pompous. Did you hear the way he talked to his disciples, the people that literally dedicated their lives to him? He's calling them idiots all the time. They're like, "Oh, you of little intelligence." What? That's not. Okay, well, I'm sure he thought they were stupid too. I mean, the way he talks down to them, okay, it's a tone. You can tell the tone from those stories.
Which is leading to an inevitable humbling. And then when we think about Easter, we have...
They did. Well, did he make the golden image of himself? I mean, there was the golden image of himself wearing board shorts too, by the way, which was adorable. But is that what you're talking about? Or did he make one of himself? I don't know exactly what you're talking about. There was this isn't senility. You have to be lucid to lie this hard. That's actually true. Yeah. I think we'd like it to be that he's not lucid, but this is not true. He's there. He's just evil. He's not stupid, just evil, you know?
Jesus, who actually was God, but humbled himself to become not just a man, but lower than a servant. And in the end, it led to him being elevated above all. When Jesus was enslaved, humbled himself to become not just a man, but lower than a servant. And in the end, it led to him being elevated above all.
He said that he was a god, dude. Like that was like what, according to Christianity, not historical evidence, that like that was what got him crucified, was him calling himself God in front of Pharisees and stuff, you know.
When Jesus was insulted, he didn't retaliate. When he suffered, he didn't make any threats. Instead, he trusted himself to him who judges justly. But if you're still with me up until this point, you have to realize that there's also some bad news, because all of us are far more like Trump than we are like Jesus.
Oh, okay. That's we're like Trump if you think about it. Like, I feel like that was the other half of your audience that left now. They're like, wait, what? Okay, fuck this guy. I'm out of here. Like first he's talking shit about Trump, and that lost half the audience. And then he's like, you're more like Trump than you are like Jesus, and the other half is out.
Every time we grab for control or for credit or for recognition, we're walking in the same direction that he is. But as Jesus said, he who exalts himself will be humbled, and he who humbles himself will be exalted. So let this be a reminder for us to follow the ways of God and not the ways of man.
I mean, I almost think that was just sort of like some of the stuff that Jesus says in the Bible is kind of just like common sense kind of stuff. Like it is true technically, right? But it's from like this like kind of like philosophical perspective, right? Because like one of the things that, well, like for that one, if we take that for instance, what he just said, where he said like the people that will be that prop themselves up and are prideful or whatever, they will be humbled, but the humbled people will be exalted. People that exalt themselves. And it seems to me that people that are constantly exalting themselves, they are constantly humiliated. They are always humiliated more than the people that don't do that don't like, actually, I'm the best at everything. Because if you start acting like that and you're saying that you're so great, when you make a very human error, like all of us do regularly, it sticks out way worse, and you're so much more embarrassed because of it. You know, so it's like I feel like, and that's what I always thought like Jesus was kind of trying to say, like in that verse or whatever, because that, you know, it's just in reality, you just look around and you see that happening all the time. The people that are all pompous and like talking about how great they are and they can never do anything wrong and they actually don't make mistakes and everything, they're the most embarrassed when they do inevitably make those mistakes, you know. And it's like the other one was what was it, damn, and I just lost my train of thought. But judge not, that's the other one. Judge not lest ye be judged by the same measure, right? The people that are out there like telling the boss, right, on all of the other workers, you know, and like, he did it. Well, you're not supposed to be doing it like that, but you're supposed to be doing. Oh my God, yeah, I'm telling Tim, okay, you better make records DIY. Telling Tim, anyway. Those people, like, what happens to them, right? They always get judged back like by their same measure, and they're always like, again, humiliated and embarrassed because people go, hey, wait, you're doing the fucking thing. You were yelling at me, you hadn't told Tim about that, like when I did that. Now you're over here doing this other thing that's almost similar, and a kind of what, you know, people will judge those people. The judgiest people get judged. And I feel like that's what Jesus was talking about. I don't think it was like this, everybody's like making it this like, oh, it's this cryptic magical thing. No, he's just describing what we kind of like all experience on a day-to-day basis.
Instead, follow the one who didn't grasp for power, but gave it all away. And keep in mind, this was never about politics, but only about protecting the name of Jesus. So I want you to take a moment and pray for Trump.
No.
And also pray for the church that will stop pretending and start following the one who humbled himself.
Gross, dude. Gross. Why, what is wrong with your religion? Why is religion this? Like, why is that? My God. Y'all are disgusting. Like, I like the bloody, disgusting religion place of the tortured to death guy because God loved the world so much he tortured his only kid because we're psychotically violent in our religion for some reason. For fuck's sake, man. Anyway. All right, Jill. I gotta wrap her up. And then I was going to make a condom joke, but it just, it fell flat. I forgot. I kind of lost track as to what I was doing there. So, apologies for the for dropping the balls on the condom joke. So, that's it's unfortunate. Dr. Kip, hey, you made it. What's going on, man? So many evangelicals love them some torture porn, right? What the hell is up with that? It's freaky, man. It's almost like they get desensitized by it. And that's why they're like totally cool with the, exactly what's happening on the other side of the planet and acting like this is just business as usual. We blow up kids all the time. What are you talking about? Hospitals they get blown up by everybody, right? That's the thing that they know. No, it's not. It's not normal. Okay. Jesus. But all right. But no, it's great seeing you, man. But yeah, all right. Y'all gotta take it easy if you want. I'd appreciate it if you want to smash that like button. And you can use this one too. God, it's freaky. I didn't. Something wrong with that cartoon. I don't know. There's something about it. Freaks me out. Seems like he's insane. I feel like he's watching somebody being tortured. Just on the topic of what we're talking about here. This looks like an evil, it looks like I'm like an evil, like a Michael Madsen cutting off a cop's ear or something. I don't know. It feels not okay. It feels bad. But all right, chill. Yeah, seriously, thank you so much for hanging out during all of my.
Are you about to engage in blasphemy?
Already did quite a bit. But all right. Thanks again, y'all. Y'all are the best. Like I said, subscribe. And like I said, I'm gonna try to do these streams in a way that I'm not interrupting, especially shows like the Transatlantic Colon Show and stuff. I don't really, I'd like for folks to be able to watch both of our streams, right? So I got to figure out a way to not do that because I thought Thursday was like my day. And then now I'm like, fuck, I don't know what is my day. I don't even know. Maybe Wednesday. What show is Wednesday on the line? Anyway, we'll figure it out. But like I said, if you want to support the show, a bunch of different ways you could do that. And they're all listed here. All the links and everything are down in the description. And come hang out on the Discord. If you want to basically just support the show, you do get some extra content and everything on Patreon, but it's mostly just to be supportive, So if you want to do that, you can also do Cash App, same kind of deal, Apostate, Cash App. Becoming a member, that's probably your best bet when it comes to getting the most bang for your buck, because we do members only live streams and all that type of stuff. You can also email me, right? If you got any ideas for shows and stuff like that, or you just want to tell me about your deconstruction story, love hearing that kind of stuff. So yeah, email. And and join the Discord. I already said that. Join the Discord, and you can give me Fundie Tube suggestions and stuff. So I'm not just randomly picking through my Fundie Tube feed like today. All right, y'all. Hey, the main thing is to stay logical, stay loving, skeptical, and compassionate, and we will see you next time. You didn't watch it. Just stop. You're lying. I can tell. All right, Joe. That was it. I was not supposed to repeat. Kevin, it's repeating again. I thought you said you were going to fix it. Oh, my fucking... Well, give me the thing. Just... No, over here. Like this. Well, I'm just going to stop it over there. I'm just going to stop it because it's embarrassing. What is wrong with you?